So thank you, Sarah, for this invitation and for this introduction. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Zinke, as well. Long time no see. As Sarah told, hello everyone. Hello to the rest of the audience. As Sarah said, I am an architect, but to tell you the truth, I am an architect by an education. I'm graduate from Faculty of Architecture and Urban Planning at Warsaw University of Technology, but I'm not strict architect because after 2 years of working as an architect, I decided to give up this job, and I focused on 3D graphics and virtual reality, on immersive storytelling. And in 2015, with my friend Marcin Adamski, we decided to start our own business, which was focused on VR. And so far, I would like to tell you something about one of our projects, which is called Crossed Out Warsaw. And I would like to watch you this trailer at first. This is very basic animation at the beginning of our production. I will show you something more beautiful in a moment. Okay, we will come back to the screenshot, and I will show you later what the user can see here. This was short trailer that we prepared for East Dog in Prague Festival in 2018, where we met with Sarah already. It was sort of workshop. It's called East Dog Interactive, and this project, to give you general overview at the historical context, is about reconstructing the district, monumental governmental district that was never built because of that World War II started in 1939, and Poland was a newborn society newborn nation after 123 years. It gained back its independence and appeared once again at the political map of Europe. And it was divided into three countries for that time. And after 123 years, it started to be once again Poland, and newborn nations needed to create sort of heart for the whole country, which was governmental district. And it was supposed to consist of great buildings that newborn nation needed, like parliament, ministries, embassies, very big and monumental temple of divine providence, Polish radio headquarters, and the Polish radio headquarters you can see in our prototype in VR production. This is a screenshot of that, what you can see in our VR goggles. You start at the random Warsaw, pre-war Warsaw street. You can enter the architect's atelier, because the first point of our virtual journey is atelier of Bogdan Pniewski, the architect mentioned in this video. I'm sorry, I will set up my timer, because if I didn't do that, I will keep up talking until tomorrow. And Sarah told me we have limited time. Yes, and here we can go into architect's atelier. We jump into, like, through the time machine. Virtual reality is a perfect technology for having virtual walkthroughs in different time zones, I guess. And now you can go, of course, physically, but our space is usually limited, so we can move by pressing buttons on a VR controllers. Here are some not so precisely made characters because it's still in the development, and I will show you what are our plans for the future to show characters here. Okay, I will make it forward. Here you can go close to the architectural model. Oh, wait a second, it will be right there. And you can, for example, see the architectural model with this golden building on the left. It was the building that was never been constructed, Polish radio headquarters. You can jump into this architectural model and see it in a real scale, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest advantages of virtual reality technology as a powerful tool for telling the stories. And this is one of Warsaw squares. It's very close to our office, to the place where I'm sitting right now. We visited with Sarah this place a few years ago when she was in Warsaw, and we recreated this in 3D in our prototype. And of course, this is so far 360-degree rendering, but in the future we want to animate all the scene to fill it with binaural sound, so that you will have this feeling that you are visiting the old Warsaw, and in fact alternative vision of Warsaw, because it's Warsaw that never been built. Okay, I will. Oh, here we are back in our atelier. All of these objects are going to be movable. People like very much playing with these objects. For example, putting them in the fireplace. And those drawings that you can see right now are original drawings that we found during the whole research, because before making this project, before starting making this project, because it's still in development, we made very big research and found a lot of original drawings made by architect Bogdan Pniewski himself before World War. We found this one, for example, in National Museum of Warsaw of Poland. Yes, and that's all, I think, if it comes to the screenshot from virtual reality application. And as I said, we've got a lot of original drawings made by Bogdan Pniewski himself. They are very, very interesting, and they are also very important for people who are waiting for this project, because it's very interesting for people who are interested in history of Warsaw, in history of architecture. Well, personally, for me, it was also very, very interesting, and we spent a long time on looking for that. Here is the model of the whole district. The Polish radio headquarters at the square that you have seen was somewhere here, but as you can see, this is big and monumental district with this Temple of Divine Providence, with building of the Parliament. Alternative vision of Warsaw. That's the best description of that. We've got also original photos from pre-war times of those models, and that also are very useful for us to recreate this in virtual reality. And for example, here are photos, old photos of this architect's atelier, which we got from architect's family. And we recreated in virtual reality. This is exactly from a screenshot from Unreal Engine. We recreated it in VR, and that was the place what you have seen at the screenshot. I can show you also this. This is sort of our catalog, where we show. Yeah, these are, for example, our sketches. Now we have finished works on scenario, and now we know exactly what characters are we would like to show. These are our drawings of them, and after that we will make it in 3D. We will make motion capture for them, and all of the things that are essential to create this virtual reality environment. Here are our concept drawings of locations. that we will see in our project, and there are also places that already existed. We want to make sort of combination of places that existed and places that were not built because of the World War II started, so that the user won't be able to see precisely what is the fiction and what's already the historical value. Here is, for example, sketch that made my friend Marcin for Great Synagogue. And mood boards. I wanted to show you also mood boards. This is how our workflow goes on, because we make a lot of mood boards. They consist of historical photos. They consist of, for example, like here, photos from interiors of Bogdan Pniewski's house. And we made a lot of this kind of inspirations that are going to be useful for us to recreate it in 3D, in virtual reality in future. Yeah, and that's all. What is more, I can show you some 3D visualizations, because we also communicate our project at quite early stage when it's still in the development. These are visualizations that we made for our social media. It is completely new for the people because they haven't ever seen something like that. Those buildings were never recreated in 3D. And people like it very much and follow us on social media, in about 20,000 people right now. Here are, for example, the interiors of this big monumental church that I told about.
It's fascinating.
You can, for example, find us. Thank you. You can find, for example, us on Facebook, which is it's in Polish so far, but I hope you can use Facebook Translator. Now at our Facebook, we can see about 14,000 of people watching us, and they like very much our content, because as you can see, we got a lot of range, we've got a lot of shares. The interior of this church is about 122,000 people who saw this, and 208 shares. And the other thing that I would like to show you is our Instagram account, but it's a better idea to see it here. I prepared sort of this kind of video because I wanted to show you how we use our space for communication. Every piece of our Instagram account gives specific information about the project, about the historical context. Sometimes it is sort of 3D animation. People like very much all of making of stuff. And of course, I invite you to follow us if you are interested in this project. And I think that's more or less everything that I wanted to show it to you. Oh, here is image with contact to me. If you had any questions in future, feel easy to contact me by email, by mobile, by WhatsApp, and of course, here you've got our social media that I mentioned. More or less, it's the same, I think.